I spent 2.5 years interviewing some of the bravest people on earth. Some are well known, but most are not well known beyond the borders of their countries. And I asked them why they become involved in human rights, what keeps them going, why do they continue to do it when they've been imprisoned or tortured, or their families have been threatened with death, and they get out of prison and they go right back and do it again. Where does that come from in the human spirit? How did they go on? And the answers were deep and full of wisdom. They were people like Elie Wiesel, who survived the Holocaust as a child, who said, "My dream for the future is that your children won't have my past." And there were people like Archbishop Tutu, who said, "We don't have a God who says, ah, gotcha. We have a God who lifts us up and dusts us off and tells us to try it again." And there were people like Marian Wright Edelman. Marian Wright Edelman was the first African American to pass the bar and be able to practice law in Mississippi. And she did that during the civil rights, also woman, during the civil rights movement so that she could work with Martin Luther King. And I asked her about her work, and she said, you know, at some point in our lives, all of us have to reach into our hearts and pull out that envelope that God has placed there and find out what we're supposed to do here on earth. And she said, I was blessed because at a very young age, I found a cause that was worth dying for. And that has made every day of my life worth living. And I asked her, what does she do when she feels frustrated or down about her work? And she worked very closely with Dr. King, and she quoted him. She said that she had asked the same question to him one day, and he said, you know, in our form of work, you just gotta keep running. And if you can't run, you gotta walk. And if you can't walk, you gotta crawl. And if you can't crawl, you gotta keep moving. Just keep on moving. And that's what human rights defenders do. They keep moving. They keep pushing that boulder back up the hill.